and I have studied the situations in a very big way. And Global Organization of People of Indian Origin, Gopio, we are planning to have a detailed scheme to skill development and rehabilitation of the Saudi and other countries, returnees from the Middle East. And these type of activities we are doing in a much vigorous way this time, and scattered where so many NRIs have done so many things in India. The other day Justice Gopio Global was asking me, what all your NRIs have done for India? Mr. Chandrasekhar also asked the same question to me. So what I am as a global ambassador, what I am planning to do is to coordinate all these activities done in a scattered way by the Indian community to global Indian community to India. We want to sort of analyze the whole thing and give a proper representative analysis of the thing. If there is anything lacking, we will definitely do that in a much bigger way, and I am assuring that we will be with the government of India in all the activities for the present government is doing a lot of things for the people, and we are just be with the government in all these aspects. And I have a special request to make to the minister that for the past several years, Gopio was properly represented in the Pravasi meetings in 4 months back. We gave a representation, gave a list of 6 speakers from Gopio to make speeches in the. This is not for giving the lot of ideas to the Pravasi meeting, but none of them have been taken, and we feel very bad. Instead of that, somebody who was not in the Gopio, who was impeached by the Gopio, is the main speaker now. We don't want this to be happen in our global community. Will feel very much enriched if the government of India take Gopio seriously and participate our members in a bigger way in all these activities. And this also happened because of the representation given by the Gopio years back. So I feel that we must do something in a bigger way.
Friends, welcome to Bangalore, the city of ideas, the city where tomorrow is being born today. The future is shaped in many ways, but its seeds are sown and cultivated in the mind before the harvest is visible in daily life. The leadership of any era belongs to those who turn ideas into inventions. India, my friends, is in the vanguard of the 21st century, and Bangalore is among the cities, among the Indian cities, on the intellectual and entrepreneurial front lines of a national horizon. You, our global Indians, must share the exhilarating experience of being in the forefront of change. You may live abroad, but you have been visiting your motherland frequently. You have witnessed, therefore, how much India has changed. But I can assure you this much: the change that you have seen is nothing compared to the transformation India will undergo under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You have not seen what his vision will produce. Where did we begin this national journey? And in this respect, I am very happy that I was preempted by Mr. Purohit. He shall soon know why. Where did we begin this national journey? At least some of you are old enough to have heard Mera Juta Hai Japani. Not in the comfort of your drawing rooms, but in a capacious cinema where both the hall and screen were black and white. You recall the lines: Japani Juta, English Tani Patloon. That is what we were wearing. Today, English malls are full of trousers and shirts made from India. Time to about 3 hours. We have also just signed an agreement with Japan for civil nuclear cooperation, and I'm only giving you a small gist of the high level of engagement with the nations mentioned in that old song. Values and popular impetus has acquired unprecedented momentum. India has become what is called a major defense partner of America. FDI is true at the time of Raj Kapoor. It is equally true in the age of Shah Rukh Khan and Salman Khan. Under the dynamic leadership of External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, the External Affairs Ministry has made that heart, that dil, into the symbol and center of our work and our attention. Did the percentage of our total national currency start getting skewered so heavily in favor of 1,000 rupee and 500 rupee notes? In which year? In the 10 years of UPA, the balance in favor of the high-level notes went up to 85%. What does this mean? It means that increasingly the economy was being shifted towards a small percentage at the top. The people who dwelt in 1,000 and 500 rupee notes, do the poor use 1,000 rupee notes? Number two, all cash transactions certainly are not illegal. Many cash transactions are perfectly useful. But every corrupt transaction is in cash. Every time there was a massive explosion in corruption. At the same time that the cash component was raised, there was a massive explosion in corruption. Do the math yourself. If all the 2G and 3G money had to be kept in 100 rupee notes, there wouldn't have been space.
2,000 rupees is more, right?
That some of the money was rotated around and so on. But what has happened is that the money that was underground, that was being used for the black economy, has by this single dramatic, powerful and historic move moved into the white economy. And it is now available for national development. Believes and is committed to the elimination of poverty, which is the greatest challenge that we have over the coming decade. And that is the transformation, my friends, that I was talking about, and that is the transformation that will make each one of you proud.
Narendra Modi ji said, we became the resources of India. And it so happened that in 1980s, there was human rights violation of our people in countries like Trinidad, Guyana. In South Africa, apartheid was still going on. In Fiji, elected government was thrown out. We even in USA, we had an issue, something called Dot Buster, because there was a movie called Ghostbuster at that time, but our women have bindi on their forehead. So they coined the word Dot Buster. One of the person got killed. So we decided that we need to do something, especially on the human rights violation of our people. We called up a convention 1989 in New York. Of course, Government of India thought that's a great thing because there is another setup where the interest of India can be taken care of, or even the global community's interest can be taken care of. In fact, the convention honorary patron was the Prime Minister at that time, Rajiv Gandhi. The biggest delegation came from, of course, other than USA, the biggest delegation headed by Madhav's India came to New York. As Sunny said, 3,000 delegates, 1 week-long convention. We discussed everything in detail. We had 23 resolutions to the United Nations, to Government of India. We initiated things like dual nationality, PAO card.
The Honorable Minister of State for External Affairs, Mr. Jayapur, the Honorable Justice Gopal Global, former Judge Supreme Court of India, Sri Rajiv Chandrasekhar, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha. Indeed, the 28 incredible years, the journey through 28 incredible years and reinventing the Indian diaspora. Thank you, sir, for releasing the compendium.
Time rehabilitation process, we can speed it up. And I hope that in future, our programs will be well tuned so that we can engage with the government on a thought leadership level as a doer and as a giver. And at this time, I would like to request Honorable Minister, see, NRIs or Indian citizens abroad represent 1.5% of the population. But we account for, through direct remittance, 3% of the GDP of India. GDP of India, you know that it is $2.2 trillion. And every year, NRIs remit nearly $70 billion, which is around about 3% of the global or the Indian GDP. So why can't we be proportionally be represented in the legislative bodies of India? If that is the case, 3% of the global, forget about that. Even the 1.5% of the Indian population, that is 17 million active Indian citizens who are active NRIs. I am not talking about the diaspora, people of Indian origin. So, which means that, at the parliament, at least, we should have
prejudice and intolerance in various countries, whether it's problems faced by blue-collar workers. Problems for the Indian diaspora have existed for many, many years and decades and needed urgent resolution. Now, it is in that context that I want to speak a little bit about what is happening currently in India and in a redefinition of India versus with the rest of the world and indeed India and the Indian diaspora. So for those of you who don't know me, a quick word, I've spent about half a decade in the Silicon Valley. I spent 10 years as an entrepreneur building the Indian telecom sector here in India, and the last 10 years doing what people would think is the most useless part of my life, which is 10 years as an MP. But as remote an issue as a relationship between the nation's government and the Indian diaspora. So you heard in movies the phrase, leave no marine behind. And I think if you, in a sense, look at the Indian Foreign Ministry today, the Ministry of External Affairs, the principle of leaving no Indian behind is something that has been visibly manifested in more ways than one. Yemen, Sudan, in many other conflict regions, people who've been kidnapped for ransom, and as Mr. Isaac said, there is a need to redefine the scope of engagement between the diaspora and us in terms of meaningful pieces of the transformation that is undergoing, that is under the process of changing, taking up pieces of that and contributing to that at a policy level, at philanthropy level, at actual execution level, but being part of the real rebuilding of this country that is underway. So I again thank you. I thank
it so eloquently said, no Indian will be left behind, is because we all are, wherever we are Indians, and every Indian citizen is the chief concern of our government. Friends, welcome to Bangalore, the city of ideas, the city where tomorrow is being born today. The future is shaped in many ways, but its seeds are sown and cultivated in the mind before the harvest is visible in daily life. The leadership of any era belongs to those who turn ideas into inventions. India, my friends, is in the vanguard of the 21st century, and Bangalore is among the cities, among the Indian cities, on the intellectual and entrepreneurial front lines of a national horizon. You, our global Indians, must share the exhilarating experience of being in the forefront of change. You may live abroad, but you have been visiting your motherland frequently. You have witnessed, therefore, how much India has changed. But I can assure you this much, the change that you have seen is nothing compared to the transformation India will undergo under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. You have not seen what his vision will produce. Where did we begin this national journey? And in this respect, I am very happy that I was preempted by Mr. Purohit. He shall soon know why. Where did we begin this national journey? At least some of you are old enough to have heard Mera Juta Hai Japani. Not in the comfort of your drawing rooms, but in a capacious cinema where both the hall and screen were black and white. You recall the lines? Japani Juta, English-Tani Patloon. That is what we were wearing. Today, English malls are full of trousers and shirts made from India.